To Steer the Line.
Touchdown!
With your host, Loud Esmond and Jeremy James. For the best takes in NFL and football betting, fantasy football, and the latest news, get ready to steer the line.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another segment on Steer the Line on KMET 1490 AM. I'm your host, Christian Giordani, and right next to me is Mr. Loud Esmond. How you doing, Loud?
Well, I'm not really right next to you. I'm several hundred miles away at least, close to 1,000, but
Yes.
right next to each other virtually. And by the way, I don't know if everybody knows this, but there's actually put the vodka down. There's actually playoff football taking place right now as Incarnate Word. The University of Incarnate Word is taking on the North Dakota State Bison at the Fargo Dome in a semifinal game for the FCS championship. North Dakota State Bison have won the championship more years in a row than Incarnate Word has been playing FCS football. And Incarnate Word has jumped out to what looks like is going to be a 23-3 lead unless they turn this over. But even if they do, they're winning 16-3, and they are kicking the Bison's ass. And by the way, if you saw my video on the FCS semifinals, which is over on Winners and Winers, I called for both dogs to cover and potentially win. So it was North Dakota State Bison minus 10. It is now 22-3. If this touchdown stands, it'll be 16-3 if it doesn't. And it was only second and goal. So, yeah. I am on a roll, by the way, Christian. I am 12-2.
You're killing it, man. I got to give you props when you get it. You're killing it.
I'm 12-2 in my last NFL bets. I'm 50. Put the vodka down. And
it's Alka-Seltzer.
I'm just pulling your neck. I'm pulling your hair. No, I'm just kidding. I'm pulling your leg. There's other. Yeah. Well, we'll just skip that completely. Oh, they called it an incomplete pass, so they're gonna have to try to score again. I want to go straight to my picks because, like I said, I have been en fuego, man. 12-2 NFL picks, and I had hit every single NFL primetime game in a couple of weeks up until last night. Man, the Seahawks couldn't do anything against the 49ers defense.
NFC West champs, man. Brock Purdy, as a Rams fan, I have to say this. That kid is a problem. I've never seen cojones on a kid like that young with that much adversity.
He didn't throw an interception in his entire college football career.
Yeah. He leads the all-time in Iowa State for yards, touchdowns, rushing yards for a quarterback. This kid, I don't know how he went that deep in the draft.
I think we're looking at another Tom Brady.
I completely agree. I am so glad you brought that up, actually, because the similarity for Brock Purdy and Tom Brady's first starts are very, very similar. In Brock Purdy's first start, he had 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown with a quarterback rate of 134 with a completion percentage of 76. Tom Brady had 168 yards, 79 rate, 2 touchdowns. Very similar. Very similar.
Well,
I like to say history repeats itself.
The whole Tom Brady was like Mr. Irrelevant, but not really Mr. Irrelevant. He was what, a 5th round
199.
pick?
199.
This kid was the last pick in the draft.
Mr. Irrelevant.
I have never heard a word from the 49ers about being excited about the future of Brock Purdy. Have you?
No, I didn't know this kid existed until Garoppolo went down.
And, of course, I'm going to forget his name. Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, yeah.
Trey Lance was supposed to be the future of Trey Lance is done.
He's done.
This
He's no
kid
longer.
is
He doesn't have a job.
Stud. Oh my gosh!
Cole,
he
man,
is
he got
so
cojones.
good. That double fake pass where he faked left to the running back and faked
and
right
came
to
back.
the receiver and then threw it down the middle of the tight end for a touchdown. Pretty. Oh, man, that was pretty.
Now, I want to ask you one question. How much of his productivity is from the offense around him? Because you have Deebo Samuel, Jason Kittle, CMC, arguably the best in their positions. How much do you think his winning and his productivity is due to the weapons around him?
I'm going to answer it this way. If Tom Brady had been drafted by the Cleveland Browns, we would have never heard of him.
All right.
He would have been in the league 4 or 5 years, and he'd be done because he would have been surrounded by crap, okay? Quarterbacks can't succeed surrounded by crap.
Yeah, look at Matthew Stafford.
A great quarterback can elevate a decent team. A Trent Dilfer quarterback with an absolutely amazing team can just not F it up. Yeah, I mean, the Buccaneers didn't win the Super Bowl because of Trent Dilfer. They won the Super Bowl because they had an amazing defense, a running game, and they just told Dilfer, just don't screw it up. Right?
Yeah, don't mess around.
Look, more power to this kid. He's taking advantage of the opportunity that's been given him.
Exactly.
A lucky break for him, and honestly,
a very unlucky break for Trey Lance.
They can make a deep playoff run with this kid. Could you imagine if he wins the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl? Oh, he is the face of San Francisco. Before last week, I thought full-heartedly that Tom Brady was going to be a 49er by the start of next season. Now I'm not so sure.
No.
I'm not so sure whatsoever.
This kid can play, and I think they stumbled upon a diamond. A Gold Bar, a Kruger, and
I'll give you one better. These guys didn't stumble amongst a diamond or not. These guys stumbled amongst a killer. This kid is Michael Myers with a pretty boy face. He is a stone cold killer.
Love him.
Me too.
I kept saying, well, let's see on the road in a hostile environment. Didn't bother. I mean, it's like he has no pulse, right?
Yeah,
like Michael Myers.
Cold.
He just cold.
He's got ice in his veins, man.
So yeah, it's fascinating. We're going to talk a lot about quarterbacks, but let me get to some picks here.
Yes.
I generally don't like doing this when everybody is saying one team is going to win the game and cover the spread, and the other team has no chance. I generally go the other way, but tomorrow night in Buffalo, when it's 7 degrees and spitting snow and freezing rain, the Bills are minus 7.5 in that game. Yep. Miami has played like crap.
Yeah, for the past 2
games
weeks
in a row. Tua has never won a game where it was not at least 50 degrees. He's 0-3. Playing in less than 50 degrees.
Look, like how we said back in week 3 when they were playing, Miami had the advantage with the heat. And we said it back then. Miami's going to lose when they go to Buffalo. Me and Rocky both said it. When Miami goes to Buffalo, they're going to be done.
So I'm going to go Bills.
Minus
7.5. You on the same
Yes,
train?
I'm on the same train with you.
All right. The Chiefs go to play the Texans in Houston. Is it just me, or does it seem like the Texans have 14 home games?
Right? They're always at home.
How are they always at home?
Weird. I've never seen them on the road this season. I guarantee you.
I haven't either.
But then again, how many people really watch Texan games?
Right. Well, no, they were on the road for their first game against the Colts when they tied. But other than that, I haven't seen them on the road. They were 17-point dogs to Dallas. And Dallas was down 6 points to them on their own 2-yard line with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left in the game and had to go 98 yards to score the touchdown. And, of course, The Texans give up the touchdown and lose. You know why?
Why?
They don't want to win any games. They want the first pick in the draft because they're going quarterback. All this talk about we love Davis Mills, bull crap.
Kid's gone.
Come on. No, they're tanking. And so this is what's funny. Dallas goes to play a team that's trying to lose.
And still end up almost losing that game.
And
They needed a game-winning drive to win.
Well, and basically, I'm sure the defensive coordinator was like, hey, don't tackle anybody, guys. Do me a favor. I'm going to give a $2,500 check to everybody who misses a tackle. Now go out there and get it done. I'm sure what was happening. The Texans are plus 14 at home against the Chiefs. Now, I know it's the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're awesome and all this. I just have a feeling that the Chiefs are going to go into this game a little flat. Oh, it's the Texans, this and that. And 14 points is just a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
In an NFL game. And what I did was I bought an extra half point, and I took the Texans plus 14.5. Cost me a few bucks to do it, but I'd rather be on the other side of that hook than have a push coming. But Texans plus 14.5, what do you think?
I like the Texans to cover because 14 points is just a lot. And yeah, I agree. I think they're going to come in flaccid in the beginning, in the first half.
Well, long time since we've used flaccid as a word on this show, but thanks for helping out there.
You're welcome. Expanding your vocabulary, man.
Speaking of the Cowboys, no, I know what it means. It's never been used around me before. So just throwing it out there. Cowboys, they go on the road to play the Jags. The Jaguars have looked good.
They're hot. They're hot and ready, man.
They're hot. Jennifer Lawrence, their quarterback, has looked really good. What?
No, keep going.
Okay. I love her commercials, by the way. Fantastic. If I'm looking to buy hair products, the quarterback of the Jags is the guy I'm going. I mean, look at this hair.
Yeah, Head and Shoulders need to contact him, man.
They do. The Breck girl, the quarterback of the Jaguars. All right. So the Cowboys are going to play the Jags. Jaguars are getting 4.5 at home. I'm smashing that. I love the Jaguars plus 4.5 at home against the Cowboys. The Cowboys just don't. They just don't. They're just not consistent. They play down to their competition. Their coaching sucks. Mike McCarthy is a joke. Dak Prescott has regressed. I like the Jaguars to even win this game. Because guess who Dallas plays next week?
Who?
Philadelphia. You think they're focused on the Jags?
No. But I'm going to go the other way for one reason only. Jacksonville is bottom near in run defense in the league, so I'm going to go Cowboys in this game. 4 points, I definitely can see them winning by more.
All right, I'm going to put Christian over here on the Cowboys.
Yep.
Buccaneers and Bengals. Okay, so for those of you that aren't like experienced sports bettors and really into it, you can actually find out where all the money is on a game. You go to covers.com or thespread.com and it'll tell you how much money is on each side. Right now, 65% of the money is on the Bengals minus 3.5 at Tampa Bay. That line was 3.5 2 weeks ago. It was 3.5 when it opened, and it's 3.5 now. In other words, despite the fact that almost twice as much money is on the Bengals than the Buccaneers, the books aren't moving the line. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's very strange. Because normally what a book wants to do is they want 50% over here, 50% over here, and they can't lose because what they do, the bets cancel themselves out and they collect the money in the middle. The vig, the vigorish, the juice. if that line isn't moving, something's wrong. Something's up, right?
Yeah, you're the expert in this, so I'm gonna let you explain a little bit more.
Normally, when there's a bunch of money on one side and a bunch less on the other, the books move the line in the direction of the team that isn't getting the money because they want 50-50, because that way they can't lose. They just collect the money in the middle. This line isn't moving. Everything says Cincinnati should blow Tampa Bay out. But this is why I'm going to take the Bengals minus the 3.5, but reluctantly, because there's something, it just feels wrong. There's something not right.
Feels like something's off. I'm agree. I'm gonna go with the Bengals. For one reason only. Joe Burrow's undefeated past week 12 in his career, not including the playoffs.
God bless him for that. The Raiders.
Down. Whatever they're doing, just vote against.
Yeah, the Raiders
against
+1. I actually got him at a pick. And I took the Patriots. The Patriots -1, the Raiders +1, pick them. Here's my thinking behind this. Not only do the Raiders kind of suck, not only are they inconsistent, the record of former Belichick coaches going up against Belichick is terrible. And you have in McDaniels a former coach for Belichick going up against Belichick. I like the Patriots to outright win this game. So that's where I'm going. Christian.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't really trust Mike can't be fired McDaniels. So I like the Patriots in this game. What I'm looking though on the spread, it's -1.5 to the Raiders now, actually.
Oh, that's even more reason.
Yeah.
To bet the Patriots. I don't know what happened, but it doesn't make any sense to me. One of the more ironic games to bet this weekend, the Jets. This is hilarious. So they basically tell Zach Wilson, "You're done here."
Mike White.
After he was a top draft pick. What was he, number 2?
3, I believe. He was there though.
Right.
Top 5.
And he's 2 years into his career, right?
Yeah, this is his second year.
Okay. So you tell your top draft pick kid, yeah, we're benching you. And for the last couple weeks, he didn't even get to dress. They had Flacco ready to go as a backup. Flacco apparently retired a few weeks ago and didn't tell anybody.
Okay.
I know you're looking at me funny, but
yeah, I'm like, did he really do that? I could have sworn I saw him in last week.
Mentally and physically, he retired. He just didn't tell anyone because he was that bad.
I thought he meant like paperwork in and all. I'm done.
No, and so basically, apparently, Flacco told the Jets, if you tell me I have to play, I'm retiring. Like, he was just going to retire, put in his paperwork so he didn't have to play again. So they said, no, Joe, you just sit on the bench. And then they wanted Wilson to start. And then they found out yesterday Wilson isn't medically cleared. So Zach Wilson, I'm sorry,
Mike White.
White isn't cleared to play. So Zach Wilson now will start for the Jets against the Lions in New York on Sunday. This is after a picture appeared on the internet a week ago with a bunch of Jets offensive players wearing shirts that said F
Zach Wilson, yeah.
How
he lost the locker room. There's no other way to say it.
How does that work? You think Zach Wilson hasn't seen that picture?
Oh no, he got tagged in it 1,000,000 times. I guarantee you. He's seen it. He knows what the situation's up. It's awkward in that locker room. That's all I can say. I would love to be there and just experience it.
Has to come into the huddle and say, "Hey guys,
I'm back."
Wow, that's a train wreck. Sorry, I love how the Lions have been playing, but this is more about the fact that the Jets are a train wreck now with what's going on. And I'm going to take the Lions -1.5 to beat.
I'm not going to touch it. You know me with the Jets. I never touch anything with the Jets anymore.
I got it. Yeah, because you could catch anything from touching a Jets game. Who
Yeah.
knows?
You're in Jersey, man.
You're in Jersey, man. I've been in New Jersey twice. I hope I don't have to go back.
I refuse to go to New York and New Jersey.
Yikes. Okay, lightning round, quarterback, and where they're going to be next year. Zach Wilson.
Out of the league.
Seattle.
You say Seattle? No, Geno Smith's
They're
going to be the starter.
They're going to bring him in because he's not expensive, and they will keep Geno, and they'll let them each fight it out in training camp and see. Look, Pete's going to kick the tires and see if Zach Wilson has anything.
All right.
I mean, Sam Darnold found a second home. I think a draft pick that high, somebody who has a quarterback issue and no money is going to bring him in and see what they have. Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones, I think he stays in New York.
Daniel Jones, Giants. You and I agree.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield.
I think you know what? If Lamar leaves, I say Baltimore.
Baker stays with the Rams because
as a backup,
the Rams tell him you're going to get to compete with Stafford, and Stafford's old. He's injury prone.
I'd love it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Derek Carr.
Wait, before we move on, one thing I do want to say, Rocky wanted me to say this while we're on topic of Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield will beat Aaron Rodgers, and he's officially declaring him as back and in the MVP for 2023.
Let's see.
Jokingly.
I do think
he means that jokingly.
Derek Carr.
Mean that jokingly. Derek Carr, you know what? There's a lot of places I can see Derek Carr, none that pop in my head right now. So I'm just gonna say on a different team, but I can't think
Raiders.
of any. You think he's gonna be a Raider? I disagree. I don't think he's gonna be a Raider.
He's not. Sure. There's no way they can move him. I understand what everybody's saying. What top 15 quarterback in the NFL do you get for the Raiders to replace Derek Carr? There's nobody.
Yeah.
And they don't have a high enough draft pick. They're stuck with him. Brady.
I would say the Niners, but after this year, retired.
You know where he's going?
Where?
The Ravens.
Cabo. Ravens.
Because Lamar Jackson will not be the starting quarterback of the Ravens next year. They are going to let him go.
I agree with you. And you know where I think Lamar's going to go? Tennessee.
We're on the same page.
Yeah,
I think
baby.
Lamar goes to Tennessee. Brady goes because, good defense. Bring in a couple other players. Brady can make it work.
If Brady's not retired, I say he's back in Tampa.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G. I could see him being a Raider. I can see him staying in San Francisco, but I'm going to say he's going to be a Raider. Saints. I like it.
Jimmy G to the Saints. They hate all their quarterbacks. And I think that defensive-minded coach thinks all I need is a caretaker with the weapons that I have and the good defense. Goff,
I think he stays in Detroit.
Lions. Russell Wilson,
I don't know and I don't care. That's my honest answer.
Wilson is there, but Denver is in line for the second overall pick. They're going to take a quarterback.
Where do you see Wilson going then?
A rookie quarterback for the first 3 years costs you very little.
Yes.
So you can bring in a rookie and have Wilson, and if the rookie isn't ready, you can lose for another 2 or 3 years, and when he is, you put Wilson out to pasture. Well, we talked about Brock Purdy. He's the future of the 49ers.
Staying. Trey Lance, I think he's gone. Marcus Mariota, back up somewhere else. Saints,
Darnold.
Patriots. Sam Darnold.
He's out of the league.
Out of the league? Yeah.
Tannehill.
Out of the league. Backup. No, Malik Willis is going to be the backup Tannehill's too much money to be a backup. He's going to be out somewhere else.
Well,
Traded for.
if you start Malik Willis, who's the backup?
I don't think they're going to start Malik Willis. I think they're going to start Lamar Jackson.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan? Retired. Washington. Gone. Atkinson going to Washington.
Heineke at Commanders.
I think he stays as the starter for now.
If they extend him like 3 years, if I was them, that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
The Texans, we said they're going to draft a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
1 minute.
All right. So that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 teams with quarterback questions.
You can add one, Rodgers.
Yeah. Well, no. You know what? He's going to stay there and wreck that franchise for another 3 years and collect his money because he's an a-hole.
Okay.
And he only cares about himself.
All right. One thing before we head out, my pick of the week, Pittsburgh Steelers +3 against the Carolina Panthers in Carolina.
Are you sure? Because Kenny Pickett's not going to play.
I still like him. I like that defense against Carolina. Thank you, everyone, for listening to Steeler Line on KM2
Well, we could call them Carolina.
We'll see you. No YouTube segment for this week, so we'll just see you guys next week. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Christian. Bye.